Golden Boy, they're doing their job. They're doing their job by making sure they get the fight at the right time for their fighters.
September is the right
already.
Exactly.
I get waiting, and I understand waiting.
It's a business.
He's got to return to 160 pounds. He's got to ease himself in. But I think anything past that time, I mean, it's somebody's going to get
right. No, yeah, I agree. And Gennadi's getting older, so I think, like I said, they're trying to find. And I think with Gennady, the way he looked against Kell Brook, they see a lot of chinks in his armor. They see a lot of holes. So I think possibly because of that, they may get the fight.
Yeah,
but here's the thing, though: if Gennady fights Jacobs, though, it's a fight that he can conceivably lose.
Yeah.
He can, And remember, Brook, when he landed that uppercut, he did hurt Gennady. Gennady says no. I saw Gennady get a little stunned.
Yeah.
And Jacobs hits a lot harder than that. So, you know what? The problem is everybody views Gennady as a superhuman hero of some sort. He's a human being. He's a normal human being who just knows how to do things a little better than all of us inside the ring. But it's a fight that has to happen. I hope it happens, but Oscar is holding him back a little. Yes, because I do believe. Okay, sorry. Canelo, I honestly believe Canelo's not afraid of Gennady whatsoever.
Yeah, that's one thing I believe.
Well, I think we all agree Canelo's not afraid.
We all agree there.
I'm trying to be as light about it as.
Now, here's my question though. You said something that's kind of pertinent here. Triple G fights Jacobs. All right, let's say that fight happens, and Canelo fights somebody. Let's say Canelo fights Kell Brook next in May of next year.
Mm-hmm.
What we're seeing is a progression when it comes to Triple G and his opponents. Do you believe Canelo's doing the exact same thing? Because both of them have to be parallel to one another. Both of them have to move at the same step at the same time to actually make that fight peak where it needs to peak.
I don't think Brook and Canelo will happen because Canelo has already made it very clear that he has to move up to 160 pounds. If the fight's going to happen on September 17th or whichever date that is, Brook is not going to go up to 160 again. It's going to take him a little while to get up to that weight. He needs to fight at 154. So that fight's not going to happen. I don't think so.
Who does Canelo fight at 160?
He's got to fight either Lemieux, which is another dangerous opponent. He could beat him, but Lemieux's got that power. Or he has to go to against a WBO champ.
Curtis Stevens is there too.
But that's his sparring partner.
No.
Curtis Stevens is Canelo's sparring partner though.
Yeah, Curtis
Stevens is Canelo's sparring partner.
Yeah, but that fight can still happen. It doesn't matter. Golden Boy can offer him enough money to say, all right, I'll take the fight.
That's Oscar calling right now.
Stop talking about it.
It's a fight that can still happen. So, more than likely, I think we'll see Canelo versus Lemieux or Curtis Stevens. That's going to be an in-house fight. And Gennady versus Jacobs, that's a dangerous, man. That's a dangerous fight.
That's a very dangerous fight.
Now that I think about it, I'm kind of scared for Triple G.
But no. They said that November 26th is Triple G's date, and it's on HBO. Does it get made?
Exactly. So it's a fight that more than likely may not happen.
Well, Dominic Wade fought on HBO.
We did fight on HBO, but obviously Heyman will allow his fighters to go there.
It was another fight too.
He's right.
It was another fight too between now and then.
Why not? I mean,
what do you guys think? Does Gennady still win this fight?
I'm
a little nervous for him.
I think he beats Jacobs, but it's going to be a fun fight. Again, stylistically, they mesh well,
It's a fight.
That's why. That's another reason why Triple G Canelo has to get made. Triple G is 35, 36, somewhere. I don't know, somewhere in there.
35,
30. This fight has to get made. If one of them loses, Canelo just lost $70 million.
Exactly.
That's what we keep talking about.
70.
It has to happen.
I would cry. I would get knocked out for $70 million.
It was like when in a smaller scale.
Oscar did it for Pacquiao.
The smaller scale would be Juan Manuel Lopez and Gamboa.
Yeah.
Over marinated, and then Gamboa, and then Lopez gets starched by Salido. Gamboa lost a crap load of money in that fight.
I guess it wouldn't be the end of the world if the fight with Mayweather Pacquiao happened pretty late. I was gonna say, Pacquiao got starched and the fight still happened. So
yeah, but then it happened 3 years after he got starched.
That's what I'm saying.
And
I think it all depends how Golovkin or Canelo were to lose. But either way, the fight has to get happening for either.
It has to happen because, like you said, at this point, there's no going back to shitty opponents anymore.
You can't at this point.
You can't. So their chances of losing are a lot bigger. Like I said, Jacob's no pushover.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say Canelo does fight. What's this kid that?
Stevenson.
Stevens. Or Lemieux.
Lemieux's no pushover.
No.
And Stevenson was unafraid of Triple G.
Yeah.
Unafraid.
Stevens was unafraid of him. Even when he took the punch, he still kept coming.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think is a better opponent, safer opponent
Lemieux.
for Canelo?
Lemieux
think so.
I think the other way around. I think styles make fights. So to me, Lemieux is a lot tougher and he's a lot fresher. Even though he took that beating against against Triple G, I think he looked better in his last fight, Lemieux. Stevens, on the other hand, even though he got that first round knockout against that Brazilian fighter, that prospect, I still feel like he has been in a lot more wars, you know? And he's a lot older. So stylistically, I think the fight is a lot safer for Canelo. Still not an easy fight,
Right.
but I think the more difficult opponent would be David Lemieux.
I don't, considering the fact the style that Canelo carries. Obviously, we saw Triple G beat Lemieux with jabs, and then work him to the body. The way Canelo fights, his hand speed is quicker than Triple G. Throws better combinations at the moment. I honestly think he just beats him by boxing. And that's it. And he breaks him down.
He beats Lemieux.
Exactly. He beats Lemieux just by breaking him out. With Stevens, it'll probably be more like a
Stevens is shorter too.
Yeah, a glorified knockout, honestly, to me. That's what it'll probably
He
be.
already beat Stevenson in Kirkland.
Exactly. So I'm saying, it's like, why would you want to go backwards, especially considering who you fought earlier this year? Again, the whole thing with Canelo.
So who does he fight then?
I say Lemieux. He has to fight Lemieux.
Okay.
Lemieux would be a better fight. Again, you said a more dangerous fight.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what the fight fans want more from Canelo. Because he took the Khan fight, and a lot of people never saw him losing to Khan. Nobody saw him losing to Khan. Everybody thought he was going to knock him out, and that's exactly what happened. Saw this fight versus Liam Smith, and as I stated, us here in the States didn't know much about him. So we thought Canelo would beat him. He just beat him. We need to give some doubt to the fans. We need to let the fans actually think, yo, you know what? This guy might actually be able to do something to Canelo. And Lemieux is that guy, but I honestly think Lemieux, even being the more dangerous fight out of the options we've just given, I still think he loses to Canelo.
Yeah. I favor Canelo.
Well, Oscar fought Stevie Forbes on Cinco de Mayo, so I mean, shit.
This is right before the Pacquiao.
You know what I mean? So I wouldn't want to waste a weekend going to see David Lemieux.
No,
And,
I would.
David Lemieux and Canelo.
I like
You
I would like it here at the Staples Center. The last time he
It
fought
would
here
be.
at the Staples Center was what? Against Alfonso Gomez in 2012 or something?
And you know
You're
what
the
makes
shoulder roll.
You know what makes,
exactly.
you know what makes sense too is they talked about Canelo wanted to fight in the East Coast to maximize his popularity. So if you have David Lemieux out there, which is not too far, what,
That's
3 hours
true.
away from
And he
Canada,
outsold
New York.
and he sold out the Madison Square Garden.
It
which
makes
would
sense to
make
have
sense.
Canelo fight in the East Coast for the first time. I don't believe he's ever fought out there, right?
Not that I know of, no.
At least a high-profile fight to maximize the fight against Triple G. I think that fight would actually do better against Lemieux out on the East Coast, and people will be more interested in Canelo versus Triple G, assuming that he beats Lemieux. I think it's a good fight. You gotta remember, it would sell a lot more than Stevens.
Now the setback, obviously, as I mentioned earlier, was the thumb. The whole point of that was he was supposed to fight in December, then May, and then get September
They
back.
said he might fight in January.
Well,
They mentioned
if he
that,
could fight in January, look, if he could fight in January and then give us something in May, I would accept Stevens then Lemieux.
Yeah.
It would be perfect, you know, because then you're getting the 3 fights in.
Yeah,
the
but
2
I just
fights in.
like never see Canelo fighting more than twice a year. It's just not gonna
When was
happen.
the last time we saw that?
Gennady will do 3 or 4 times.
Like, Gennady usually does do 3 or 4.
Nah.
He makes
Canelo.
only $2 million a fight.
Yeah, so when was the last time we saw Canelo fight 3 times?
That's
a
why
year?
I didn't believe about him coming back in December, even though he did injure himself. I just didn't even see it.
This fight, at the end of the day, this Triple G fight has to get made. Triple G can get clipped. Canelo can get clipped. Like you,
Damn, this
man, I
September,
seen
so
Paul
another
Smith
year.
knock out Fanfare 100-1 dog, man.
Yeah, that's true.
100-1 dog in his hometown, in his new hometown.
So I have to survive another year.
One more year. Hopefully.
And
And that's if all goes according to plan. Like
Yeah,
Sal said,
yeah.
negotiations go through and everything goes to how it's
there's
supposed
so many
to be planned.
obstacles, you know?
Exactly.
So many
And we've
hurdles.
lived this already. We went through Mayweather Pacquiao. We
Sure
saw how
did.
many obstacles happened there.
That's the biggest fight that needs to happen for boxing. If it doesn't happen, it's going to be a huge blow. A huge blow.
Let's continue with the rollback of that night, of Saturday night. And I applaud Max Kellerman for what he did, but also at the same time, I kind of hate the disrespect he threw at Oscar, who was standing there. Yeah, you gotta respect the guy. Like if you're it's like a backhanded compliment what he did. Like Oscar left Aram, and he fought everybody. Now you're hiding behind your promoter. Oh wait, your promoter's Oscar. See what I'm saying? It's like a backhanded compliment.
I didn't see it that way.
I did. I saw it that way.
I think you need to call out somebody eventually to make the fight.
I
You
can.
know?
I
And you gotta
agree with that.
understand Max Kellerman's relationship with HBO. They're pushing for the fight.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
want the fight, but there's so much you can push, honestly, too. You could actually, by pushing, you could actually tell somebody to fuck off. You can tell them to fuck off because at the end of the day, look, Gennady might be on HBO and Canelo might be on HBO. But like we talked last episode, HBO's pulling out of the boxing game. What happens if that fight, you know, you guys are pulling out? All right, fuck you guys, we're going to Showtime.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? That could happen. So what with him talking the way he did to Oscar and everything,
Did you see it as a problem? I didn't really see it.
I was shocked, to be honest with you. But I will say this. I liked him talking to him because that's exactly what all 20 of us were thinking when we were watching the fight. When the hell is this fight going to happen?
No, but see, that's the thing. That's why I say I applaud him because
Uh-huh.
he was speaking for the fans at that moment in time. He wasn't just speaking as a broadcaster asking those questions. He was actually speaking for the fans at that point because that's exactly how everybody feels. When is this fight going to happen? When are we going to get Triple G versus you? When is it going to happen? Do you feel your promoter's holding you back? He's asking the questions as a fan and as a broadcaster all at the same time. But still, the way he shaded on Oscar, it was just like, come on, man.
Yeah, but maybe he wanted his Hall of Fame Larry Merchant moment when
yeah.
Floyd was like,
50 years
when
ago.
Floyd was talking.
I got Merchant fired.
But man, I didn't like. It gets back to this fight. You don't understand how valuable this fight is, man. This fight has to happen. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna start writing articles on Oscar De La Hoya. When is this fight gonna happen? Like I'm gonna do videos on YouTube. Because it seems like he is the peg that's clogging the hole. You know what I mean? Like when Oscar, sit your ass down and negotiate this fight. You know, like Mexican fans want it. Black fans want it, white fans want it, Asian fan want it. We want this fight. And if you wait till Triple G is 37 and we can see the decline, we're going to see a decline in Triple G. Father Time never loses. If this happens, we never got what we deserve. As a fight fan, we deserve the best fights. You know why? Because that seat for that Triple G Canelo fight is what, $10,000? Up top is going to be $125. We deserve to see the best fights if we're going to pay these premium prices. And the pay-per-view is going to be $99. Tecate goes up $1 that weekend. Corona goes up $1 on their price. We deserve the best fight. We're doing our part as fans. 51,000 people showed up. We deserve that fight. We're supporting you, Oscar, right? But at the end of the day, if you don't make this fight happen, you are not a Hall of Fame promoter, advisor, whatever. You've let us down. Like you say, he's done great at matchmaking.
Yeah.
If this fight doesn't happen,
He fails.
you failed us, Oscar.
I agree.
It's the same thing with Manny Pacquiao, Bob Arum, and Al Heyman. If that Floyd Mayweather Manny Pacquiao fight did not, we can't control what happens in the ring. All we can do is put the two lions in the ring.
Yeah, exactly.
If this fight doesn't, get back to Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather would have been given his Hall of Fame speech, and we would have been watching on TV and said he never fought Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
You know, and same goes for Manny Pacquiao. You know what I mean? And Floyd wasn't a holdup. Manny Pacquiao, in my estimation, and I wouldn't say it's estimation because I have firsthand knowledge. Manny Pacquiao did not want to take the blood test, and I don't care what no one say. I'm 100% factual. Manny Pacquiao was adamant against taking the blood test, and I know in my heart, and I know from firsthand information that it didn't happen. But right now, we're clear. We're free and clear. There's no problems with steroids. I think Oscar De La Hoya is holding this fight up, and we're gonna get agitated.
Sal, your thoughts on Kellerman and the post-fight interview and how